Alright guys, this is the kiln, and this kiln is sold by Wood-Mizer. This is the KD 150, but Nile makes these for them. And this capacity for this kiln is 1,000 board feet. I've never had that much in here before though. I usually dry about 400 or 500 feet at a time. I've never done 1,000, probably never will. The dimensions in here, it's 7 feet tall. The depth, if I remember right, is 10 feet deep. Hard time remembering, it's been about 2 years since I built it. And the width is 11 feet. On this wall right here is two very important instruments. This is the dry bulb right here, which tells you the temperature inside the kiln. And below it is the wet bulb, which is another instrument just like this one, except it's got a wick that goes over top of it down into this little reservoir full of water. And that tells you the humidity inside the kiln, which is very important when you're drying lumber. And real quick over here as well, there's a vent for when the kiln gets too hot. And that's usually my biggest problem is the kiln gets too hot on me. I have to vent out the hot air. And up here on this shelf that pretty much houses the kiln unit, it's got a small little table it sits on, but this little shelf right here keeps it steady and keeps the fans right there away from this bottom area. I got these little work lights. I get these at Home Depot, and these help in getting the temperature up in here a lot faster than if I didn't have them going. And also up there I got 2 extra fans that did not come with the kiln. The kiln comes with the 2 fans built in. You can see them on top right there. But the more airflow the better. And I know some guys run this same kiln and they're running 4 extra fans up there on the deck instead of the 2. If you're interested in this building, I've done a whole series on how we build it. And that's in the playlist I'll link below. There's another intake vent down there for air coming in. But it's gray in here, and that's aluminum roofing paint. And that's to make this thing waterproof so the water that comes out of the wood doesn't rot the wood on the walls. I've got every seam in here sealed with spray foam and high temperature caulk. And it gets hot in here, guys. I'm telling you, it gets up to 155 degrees. Is the hottest I've ever had it. Does a real good job at drying lumber. If you're wondering also about the energy cost, the kiln unit right here runs off 110 volts, and I think the whole system, when I'm running all the fans and the light, it pulls like 12 amps or something like that. It's very efficient as far as your energy costs on this kiln. You can see Mama Cat's in here doing a little inspection, make sure I got the place cleaned up, ready for another load. Down here on the floor, I got 4x4s, and they're lined up on the floor joist. That way the weight's distributed straight down. And today we're going to be putting in some white oak in here that's been air dried for almost 2 years. And on top of the white oak, I've got a few walnut mantles to throw on top of it. All in all, counting the kiln right there itself, you can build this building for about $10,000. And a lot of people opt to build them with a concrete floor. We did ours with wood, and I'm glad we did it now because we had to move it when we moved over here a few months ago. But it's a lumber drying machine, guys. It does a great job at drying out your wood. And it makes your lumber worth a whole lot more money. And this kiln unit here is pretty much a big compressor. It's got a heating element inside of there which will help heat up the room, and it blows the hot air out through the fans. And once the room is hot enough, the compressor kicks in, which is right in here. And that's pretty much just a big dehumidifier that will, once the room heats up, and that's all this kiln does. This kiln will heat up the air in the room and circulate it, and once the wood starts heating up and releasing its moisture, the compressor right there, or dehumidifier, same thing, pulls the water out of the air and sends it through that little tube and dumps out in a bucket behind the building. So a good way to think about this is all the kiln is doing, it's not taking the water out of the wood, it's just heating up the air inside this kiln and circulating it through the wood And then at that point, the wood releases the moisture and it comes out and goes through the compressor right here. That's all a kiln does. It just heats up the air in the room and circulates it through your lumber. I got the kiln loaded and it's starting to rain, just my luck. We got about 400 board feet in here, 8/4 sawn white oak, all air dry to 15%. On the very top, I have 3 walnut mantles. They're 12/4. They've been air drying for about 2 years. So right now I'm putting these baffles in here, which is just insulation that will cover up the back wall of the kiln. And that way it forces that air to come from the fans down in through here and pass through the stacks of wood. Rain's getting worse. I want to cut this camera off and get this done, and my insulation's going to get wet. Alright guys, the storm is over with. It's the next morning and the power went out, so I'm just now getting the kiln cut on. But over on the side of the building, as you can see, there's the front. This is the control center where you operate everything. I got a separate switch here for the fans. Another switch down here at the bottom for the work lights that give me a little extra heat. And right here is, I guess you could call the brains of the kiln or the main computer. This right here sets everything as far as the temperature and when your compressor cuts on. And the biggest things you want to look for on here is the heater being on or off, the compressor being on or off, the dry bulb temperature, which is the temperature inside the kiln, and the wet bulb temperature, which tells you what the humidity is. Now this thing's only been running for about an hour, so the temperature is kind of low. It'll get up over 100 by the end of the day. And the humidity will rise also way above 75. So the settings I have right now, being kind of conservative, because white oak, you got to be careful with it. I got it set at 110 for the temperature, and the wet bulb is set at 85, which means the compressor will kick on when the wet bulb hits about 87. So that's the main gist of it. There's a lot more that goes into these kilns and how you figure out all the settings on it. And I've done a video in the series when we built the kiln when I went over all these specifically. But that's the gist of it right there and how this kiln works. So we'll come back in about a week or two and the white oak should be dry. So that's enough about that. Let's get the tractor out and on the next video start sawing up this massive crotch walnut here. 32 inches right there. That's going to be a nice one.